your CIGTV News Update for this Friday, I'm Donna Bush. We begin with news on the Cayman Islands Youth Consortium and the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service holding community meetings for young people across the Cayman Islands. January is recognized as Support Our Youth Month in the Cayman Islands, and the theme this year is Combating Crime with Assets. Presentations have been made to those attending the district meetings since Monday, January the 7th. Meetings will continue the next one in Bodden Town, which happens tonight, Friday, January 11th at the Civic Center, followed by Monday the 14th at the Northside Civic Center, and finally at the Gun Bay Civic Center in East End. That's all happening next Tuesday evening. All of the meetings are from 7 to 9 p.m. and residents are encouraged to attend these community-based meetings focusing on youth within each community. Now, the consortium's website, www.supportingcaymanyouth.com, says the aim is to encourage people in the Cayman Islands to engage in or support innovative youth programs and asset-building activities that are endorsed by government officials, community leaders, and young people. Well, recently, a dozen staff from the Ministry of Health took the time out of their busy schedules to volunteer at the Bodden Town Primary School. Their aim was to support and help raise awareness about the extended after-school program that the YMCA operates for government schools across the Cayman Islands. In the holiday spirit, the team from the ministry, which was previously or has previously pitched in other community efforts such as cleanups, opted this time to focus on giving back to the children of the Cayman Islands. As such, the group spent the afternoon and early evening at the school working with the 75 children who take part in the different activities which the program offers at the Bodden Town primary venue. YMCA spokesperson Jillian Smith notes that the program has some 40 volunteers and community partners across the islands. She adds that if you're interested in volunteering, you should know that there's a location in each district eager for more volunteers. If you'd like to volunteer with the YMCA, you can email them at volunteer@ymcacayman.ky or just give them a call on 926-9622. That's 926-9622 for more information. Finally, local health officials are urging Cayman Islands residents to be aware of the symptoms of dengue as a precaution following increased activity in the region with the frequency of travel between the Cayman Islands and other destinations in the region. The likelihood of imported cases is a strong possibility. Now, a press release from the Public Health Department says they have already initiated response measures to contain the situation should it arrive to our shores. Key intervention includes continued active surveillance, infection prevention and control, and risk communications. Some symptoms of the disease includes the acute onset of high fever and at least two of the following: severe frontal headache, joint pain, pain behind the eyes, muscle and or bone pain. A rash sometimes may be visible 2 to 5 days after the onset of fever. Nausea or vomiting also takes place sometime. Health Minister, the Honorable Dwayne Seymour, is voicing his concerns on it, saying his appreciation is for the highly sensitive detection system of the Public Health Department and underscores the importance of personal responsibility to avoid mosquito bites. Now, dengue fever is caused by the Aedes aegypti mosquito. The Cayman Islands experienced 3 imported and 1 locally transmitted case of dengue back in 2016. No cases were reported in 2017, and there were 2 imported cases in 2018. Well, if you missed today's news update, you can go to the Cayman Islands Government Facebook page as well as the CIG Television YouTube channel. I'm Donna Bush, as always, wishing you a safe and wonderful weekend, and thanking you for joining me this week and hoping you'll do the same again next week. Until then, bye-bye for now.
Boating, fishing, and water sports in the Cayman Islands are great, but keep a cool head. Here are 7 tips for fun and safe sea outings. Number 1. Use a checklist to plan your outing. Check the weather forecast, make a float plan, and share it with someone who is remaining on land, stating where you're going, with whom, and when you're expected to return. Visit your nearest marine supply store to get your safety gear. This includes signaling mirrors, whistles, and a flare kit. It's also very important to have onboard flotation devices and life vests for each person. There are different types of vests. Some are for water sport activities such as snorkeling, and others are for going on offshore boating or on fishing trips. Number 2. These items can be lifesavers in case of an accident or bad weather. Number 3. Use a motor kill switch, especially if you're boating alone. In case of a leak or breakdown, always stay with the boat until help arrives. If you capsize, an emergency beacon or locator device can send a distress signal to inform the authorities of your location. Larger flares will indicate distress to a boat, airplane, or search and rescue officials. Number 4. In addition to sunscreen, food, and beverages, it would be smart to have a cell phone. Make sure your marine radio works. Cayman's boaters use Channel 16 to communicate. Number 5. Also, don't forget your anchor and sufficient rope. Number 6. Boat operators should be familiar with the local waters and reefs, as well as the capabilities and functions of the vessels they are using. Always obey the rules of the sea and the marine environment, and have courtesy for others. Number 7. Alcohol and salt water do not mix, especially if you're the captain. Some useful contact numbers are 911. The RCIPS Marine Base is 649-7710, and the Port Authority is 949-2055. Smooth sailing, all!
I'm Jody Ann Powery. I'm the Police Media Officer with the RCIPS, and I'm here to give you some crime prevention tips on how to best protect your property. The first thing that we want to discuss is our points of entries. Let's start with the front door, and then we'll move on to the windows and the back doors or sliding glass doors. The first thing to consider is the front door. This particular front door has 2 deadbolt locks. One of these deadbolt locks are properly carpentered and the other is not. When your door is properly locked, you'll hear a click at the end and the deadbolts are not able to move. If it is slightly opened, then you can push the deadbolt back without having any restrictions. I'll now proceed to show you what your lock should look like when it is properly locked. When it comes to your windows, you want to make sure that your window is locked all the way down, because even though the lock is on, if it's not all the way down, it can still be pried. The proper way to lock the window is to make sure that the window goes all the way down to the seal and then you pull across the lock. When you have a sliding glass door at home, you want to make sure that you have secondary locking devices in addition to the lock that comes with the door. One of those can be a simple piece of wood that's jamming the doorway. We want to encourage you to ensure that you don't make things easy for burglars who are looking for opportunities to break into property by leaving your property out in plain view. Some of these items are your car keys, your electronics, and your handbags. Make sure that you put these properties away when you're leaving the house or when you're going to bed. When you're going camping or if you're taking your family on a trip, you want to ensure that your property has some sign of life. This can be done by leaving a light on or putting timers on your lights. And we want to ensure that our family homes are safe. In order to do so, we encourage that people take the proper precautions by starting up neighborhood watches or encouraging family members or persons they trust to check on their properties while they're away.